What up, y'all? Welcome back to I'm Just Saying Sports. You saw what the title of this is. We got to get into this Russell Wilson situation out there in Denver. But before we get into it, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, tell your people to holler at me because I'm out here. I hope everybody had a great holiday, had a Merry Christmas, but let's get back to business. All right, so we talking about Russell Wilson getting benched for the last two games of the Denver Broncos season. To me, it doesn't make sense, but there was a lot of speculation as to why he was getting benched. A lot of people said they wanted to protect him from getting injured because he has that injury clause in his contract that guarantees him a lot of money even if he gets injured. So people were speculating that was the reason. However, Jordan Schultz of the Bleacher Report came out yesterday and reported why the Broncos were benching Russell Wilson. Take a listen.
Sources with direct access to the situation tell me that the Broncos, just 2 days after the Broncos beat the Chiefs, front office came to Russell Wilson, Sean Payton, they came to Russell Wilson and they said, we need you to remove your guaranteed injury, and if you don't, you will be inactive. That is a significant threat made to Russell Wilson in the midst of a playoff race, and one, quite frankly, that I've never heard of before.
Now, I think that's crazy, especially when you got a team that's still fighting for a playoff spot, and you got a guy, Russell Wilson, who has been making plays when necessary. He's missed a couple. Now, I'm not going to lie. He has missed a couple throws, but he's not. You can't blame everything on Russell Wilson. So I don't like how this looks. It looks like they're waving a white flag on the season. Stidham has never been a success story in the NFL. So it's clear that they're just saying, hey, man, we just going to tank the last two games. Hope we can move up in the draft. Sean Payton never really liked Russell Wilson. That's kind of been clear and evident since he's gotten there. He's handled everything pretty unprofessional, in my opinion. He's been on some bullshit. He was hating from the time, from his press conference when Russell Wilson had an office. He wanted to get rid of all of that. You saw him just berating him and screaming at him on the sideline. Now that happens. I'm not tripping on that, but you typically don't see that to your franchise quarterback on the sideline during the game. Like, you typically just don't see that. So that was kind of a red flag to a lot of people. And if people on the outside of the organization can see that there's some tension there, that's not a good thing. Between a coach and a franchise quarterback, that's a terrible thing. Now, there's reports saying that the Broncos are going to move on from Russell Wilson at the end of the season. I don't think that's a good idea because that's a lot of dead cap money that you're going to be sitting in. And Russell Wilson is like, he got $161 million guaranteed off that extension. So you got to pay him anyway. So it just kind of doesn't make sense to get rid of him and you're going to be sitting on that dead cap and having to pay him because you can't, even if you try to trade him, no team is going to take on that responsibility in full. You're going to have to pay the majority of it. We saw that happen with Baker Mayfield when the Browns were trying to trade him. Nobody wanted to take on his fully guaranteed money. So the Browns ended up having to swallow a lot of that money in order to just get him off their books and get him to a different team. And if that's the route you want to take, Baker was only making like 15 or 19 million or something. Like, you talking about next season, let's see, Russell is set to make a lot of money. Like, his cap hit next season is $35 million, according to Spot Rap. So it just kind of doesn't make sense to me in that sense. And also, the main thing is, what quarterback are you going to get? As we've seen this season, great quarterbacks don't grow on trees. There's been a lot of teams that had to play backups, from Minnesota to the Jets, Cleveland. Just a lot of teams had to play backups. I mean, you're looking at the Chargers right now. You're looking at the Vikings. A lot of teams had to play the backups. And some teams were able to proceed and prosper. And while most of the teams just kind of fell off the map because backups ain't that good. So it just goes to show you there's not a lot of franchise elite level talent at the quarterback position available. So if you get rid of Russell, who you gonna get? You can try to tank for 2 games that may put you in the top 10. However, that's not going to be enough to get you a future quarterback and a draft pick, because even if you get in the top 10, that's too low. And then you're going to have to trade up. So you're going to have to trade a 10th pick or the top 10 pick you got, and then future picks to get into the top 5. However, if you look at the top 5 teams that's drafting as of right now, you got Chicago, Arizona, Washington, New England, and the Giants. You can make an argument that all 5 of those teams are possibly looking at a quarterback, especially if Chicago decides to move on from Justin Fields, and if Arizona goes the route of we don't care, we don't care. Kyler Murray's contract, we want a fresh start. You can make an argument for all 5 of those teams to be looking to draft a quarterback. So I just don't see, the Broncos being able to trade up into that top 5, even if they get a top 10 pick. I just don't see it. But let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think that Russell Wilson is going to be in the Broncos next season? Do you guys think that they'll trade him, they'll release him? Do you think Sean Payton is right? Do you think the Broncos are right? Let me know your thoughts. Again, be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Tell your people to holler at me, because I'm out here. Peace.